Okay, yesterday I made that unboxing video that ended up not being an unboxing video because I failed to record the unboxing. Anyway, I said I would make another video going into a little more detail about what's in the Deluxe Edition. So here I am. I didn't make it yesterday, but I figured I could probably go ahead and do it today. So I'm going to start out with what's on the box. Okay. It says on the front, Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition. Now that little sticker right there was not on the box, it was on the wrapper. I actually like to save all these little things, so I saved it. And it says PlayStation exclusive, play first on PS4 trademark, timed exclusive until April 10th, 2021. Okay. So that said, now we move to the back of the box. I will give you a little bit better picture of the back of the box. There we are. A little further. There we go. Okay. Now, there is Sephiroth. There's Cloud. There's Aerith. That is Tifa. And there's Barrett. Okay. Now, below the pictures is 4 other images. The first one is the image of this. Back it up some. There we go. Of this, which is the steel case. And it says underneath it, steel book case. The next one is this image. Yeah. Which is the cover to the mini music CD, and underneath it says mini soundtrack CD. The third one is this one here, is a picture of a cactar, and it says Cactar Summon Materia DLC. So you get this materia with this edition. You get a code, you download the content or the materia, and it puts it in your game. Where, I don't know. Don't know exactly how you pick it up, but it puts it in the game so that you have access to the cactar materia. And that 1,000 needles attack it has is pretty cool looking. Anyway, then there is this picture, which is the artwork book. And underneath it, it says hardback art book. Then below that, it says the story of this first standalone game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake project covers up to the party's escape from Midgar and goes deeper into the events occurring in the city than the original Final Fantasy VII. And up at the top, I forgot to read that first. It says, the legend returns for all generations. What begins as a rebellion against an evil corporation becomes much more, and what erupts goes beyond imagination. Okay, then below all of that, there is the various icons representing different aspects. 1 player, 100 gigabyte minimum, DualShock 4 controller, 2 discs, PS4 Pro enhanced. And then to the right of that it says www.ffvii-remake.com. That's the official Final Fantasy VII Remake site. And then below that it says Bink Video, Unreal Engine, Blu-ray disc, and Square Enix. Then below that, It says online features may be terminated at any time. PS4 Pro enhanced features vary from title to title. Software subject to license and limited warranty. us.playstation.com/software licenses. Online features require an account and are subject to terms of service. PlayStationNetwork.com/terms of service and applicable privacy policy. Minimum storage requirement may change over time, and mandated updates may be required to play game. License to play on PS4 systems in the Americas. Manufactured and printed in the USA, Blu-ray disc, Blu-ray, and Blu-ray disc trademark logo are trademarks of Blu-ray Disc Association. Copyright 1997, 2020, Square Enix Company Limited. All rights reserved. Character design, Tetsuya Nomura, Roberto Ferrari. Logo illustration, copyright 1987, Yoshitaka Amano. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Square Enix, and the Square Enix logo are registered trademarks or trademarks of Square Enix Holdings Company Limited. The ratings icon is a registered trademark of the Entertainment Software Association. All other trademarks are the property of their respective owners. Appearance in this game does not imply sponsorship or endorsement. Then below that, SquareEnixGames.com. And I don't know exactly what the all symbol means. Square Enix Incorporated, 999 North Pacific Coast Highway, 3rd floor, El Segundo, California, 90245. And I know where that is. I've been down there before. Warning, if you have a history of epilepsy or seizures, consult a doctor before use. Certain patterns may trigger seizures with no prior history. Before using and for more details, see instructions for this product. And then the last thing on the box, T for teen, ESRB, language, suggestive things, use of alcohol and tobacco, and violence. That's the exterior of the box. Now, there is something else I did. It's not on there. Oh, that's right. I put it here. This was another sticker that was on the outside of the wrapping, and I stuck it on there because I like to keep these kinds of things. There's really nothing extra inside this case except for these things, and basically one is just the code you need to download the Cactar Materia, the registration code you need for membership points for having purchased the game, and then basically an ad for other games, and then of course the limited warranty. I'm not going to bother reading all of that, but there it is. And I'm not sure, I think I showed this yesterday, but I'll show it again just to make sure. This is the cover that is on that. I'll get it up closer where you can see a little more of it. And go over to there. Okay. Now, that's the cover as it is shown when you get it. If you take it out, you can flip it over and put it back in this way. So it's roughly the same thing, just two different ways to do it depending on your preference. I'm leaving it the way it came because I'm not using this case to hold the discs anyway. Okay, so on the mini soundtrack disc, you have the cover there, and on the back, you have the list of tracks. Now, I played the disc so that I could see what the times of the tracks were. I'll pull that up in just a second. But the track listing is The Prelude, Tifa's Theme, Shinra's Theme, Scorpion Sentinel, On Our Way, The Turk's Theme, Let the Battles Begin, Flowers Blooming in the Church, which I believe is also Eris' theme, Hurry, main theme of Final Fantasy VII, Lay Down Some Rubber, and Stand Up. So, let me see. I'll try to get that document I made up for the times. Yeah. Okay, the Prelude is 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Tifa's theme is 4 minutes, 7 seconds. Shinra's theme is 4 minutes, 13 seconds. Scorpion Sentinel is 7 minutes, 12 seconds. On Our Way is 4 minutes, 30 seconds. The Turk's theme is 4 minutes, 38 seconds. Let the Battles Begin is 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Flowers Blooming in the Church is 6 minutes and 2 seconds. Hurry is 3 minutes and 36 seconds. The main theme of Final Fantasy VII is 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Lay Down Some Rubber is 5 minutes and 10 seconds. And Stand Up is 3 minutes and 46 seconds. And Stand Up, I believe, is the Honeybee Inn theme, or at least that's what I called it watching the playthroughs, because it's the one that plays when you are in the Honeybee Inn and Cloud is getting his approval from Andrea Rodeo. So that's that. Now the next thing in the list is the steel case. That's the front of it, of course. This is the back of it. Okay. And inside there's really not much except for the images that occur behind the discs. And this is what they look like. And to be a little more detailed, the one on this side, is the Shinra Tower, and the one on this side is Cloud with his sword as he's got his back to you. So anyway, put these back in here. And the order I have the discs inserted is I've got the play disc on this side and the data disc on this side. Okay. And finally, we have the art book right there. Okay. It says Deluxe Edition art book on it. Okay. These are images, but they're really difficult to make out. This looks like an image of somewhere inside the reactor as you're making your way to the reactor core. And I'm guessing that one is too. Then the next page is the contents. It says Final Fantasy VII Remake, Section 1 Characters, Section 2 Summons, Section 3 Enemies, Section 4 Environments, and Section 5 Gadgets and Tech. Okay. The next page, picture of Cloud on the motorcycle. And the opposite page is the foreword, the top part being in Japanese and the bottom part being in English. And the foreword says, when Final Fantasy VII was released 23 years ago, it heralded a shift in game development from 2D pixel art to 3D CG, or computer graphics, which demanded a different approach. Tasks became more specialized, and because of the need for designs that could be realized in 3 dimensions, 2D artists were more valuable than ever. However, because of the hardware limitations at the time, it was difficult to completely recreate these designs in-game, and we were forced to pack highly stylized characters into 400 polygons. 23 years have passed, and CG technology has advanced in leaps and bounds, allowing for much more realistic depictions of characters. The artists in Final Fantasy VII Remake are revisiting these designs with a singular focus to maintain the integrity of the original works as much as possible while integrating them into the real modern world. It's something I hope you look out for when comparing the designs of then and now. What will Toads look like in this time is just one of the things I'd like you to imagine as you enjoy the game and what it has to offer. And this was written by producer Yoshinori Kitase. Okay. Now, and because this comes with the Deluxe Edition, and I'm sure that Square Enix would prefer that you buy it to know everything that's in it, I'm not going to show you everything that's in it. I am going to show you one page from each category. So first we have characters, and of course the first one is Cloud. And I think, I'm not positive, but I think that these images are the original artist's drawings from back in 1997. And if that's the case, they have done a remarkable and awesome job of recreating that in the new 3D models as depicted by the image of Cloud there. I think it's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and the next one is Summons. And I'm guessing that these are all original drawings from 1997. But if you look at them, they look very close to what the 3D models in the game look like. There's the chocobos, there's the cactar, and what are the other two? The Moogle and the carbuncle, and the chocobo chick. Okay? I think they're, at least based on the chocobo in the game and the fat chocobo in the game that I saw, oh, and the cactar, because one of the playthroughs I watched, the person had the cactar materia. The cactar is very close to this in look. So I think they've done an awesome job recreating it. Now, let's see. Okay, section 3, enemies. Okay. These don't really show much in the way of original artwork except for these 2 images over here. But anyway, there you go. There's the Scorpion Sentinel up there, the Sledgeworm there, and the Airbuster down there. And these 2 over here, up here, one of them is the bottom one is the Scorpion. I'm guessing the top one is the Arsenal, which is on this page. Okay. So next, after these, is environments. Okay. And this is the station where you first enter the game when Cloud jumps off the top of the train. And there is the artwork for it. Again, I think these go back to the original drawings from 1997, but I can't be positive of that. I have never actually seen anything prior to now of the original artwork. I don't know if Square Enix ever shared it or not, but that's just my thoughts. Okay. Still environments. Okay, gadgets and tech. Okay. And I don't see anything that looks like original artwork on this one, but you never know. Anyway, so this section is gadgets and tech. I keep coming in too close. There's that. And, oops. And that. Okay. And those items are the canister, the explosive, and the shock mines, and the Hell House mines, the Mog bomb, and the remote detonator. And I think that's the last section. Yeah, that's the last section. Then, of course, in the back, you have more of those drawings. And, of course, Square Enix's copyright notice. Square Enix, copyright 1997, 2020, Square Enix Company Limited, all rights reserved. Character design, Tetsuya Nomura, Roberto Ferrari. Logo illustration, copyright 1997 by Yoshitaka Amano. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Square Enix and the Square Enix logo are registered trademarks or trademarks of Square Enix Holding Company Limited. And so that's the artwork book without giving it all away. I do highly recommend getting the Deluxe Edition if you possibly can, unless these extras don't mean anything to you, but I would do it for nothing more than getting the Cactar materia. That alone is worth the price as far as I'm concerned. I would have liked to have gotten the First Class edition that included Cloud, his sword, and the motorcycle. I did see an unboxing of that. I believe it was Strange Rebel Gaming that got that, if I remember right. And by the way, if you happen to see this video, Brianna, I want you to know I think you did an awesome job voicing Aerith. I think the game is definitely all the better for it. Not that the other actors didn't do as good a job, they did, but as far as Aerith goes, you did an excellent job. And I just wanted you to know I do appreciate that. Anyway, so that's basically all there is for this. Tomorrow is the launch date of the PS5. I found out this morning, even though this has supposedly been known for a week or so, that all launch day sales are going to be online only, which means I may not be getting my PS5 tomorrow as I planned. People have asked me, why don't you just buy a PS4? Well, the reason I don't buy a PS4 is because I expect that since the PS5 is being launched, that updates to the game will include PS5 updates. And when Part 2 comes out, I expect it to be a PS5 game, not a PS4, since the PS4 is now old technology. And I expect that Square Enix is going to be trying to keep up with that. In addition, there's already a PS4 Final Fantasy game. It's Final Fantasy 15. And as far as being explicitly PS5, Final Fantasy 16 is about to be released for the PS5. I say about to be, meaning sometime in the near future, and it is earmarked as being a PS5 game. So Final Fantasy VII Remake does not have to be limited to a single platform. It can be PS4 and PS5, and if there end up being enough parts and they take long enough to come out, if the PS6 comes along before they're done, who knows? The final part may be a PS6 game. Hard to say. At any rate, those are my thoughts on it. I am going to try to pick up a PS5 tomorrow, even though I have heard that they're all supposed to be online purchases. I just simply can't do it online. I don't have enough money to pay for the console in full from the moment I buy it. I'm going to be buying it through a department store that I have credit with, where I can put it on the store credit card and pay it off in monthly installments. And so that's the way I intend to do it. Now, because of that, I am likely going to be having to buy a bundle where they bundle some games with it so that they can sell it for more. That's what they've done with virtually every game console they've sold, as far as I know. But in addition to the console itself, I am also intending to include a pair of those headphones and that PS5 camera. And I'm even going to get that remote control, even though it's mostly for playing DVDs on your TV, just to have it, because you never know when I might actually end up with something like Final Fantasy VII Advent Children on disc and want to play it on my TV. Okay. Although that's probably about all I'd want to use it for. But it's nice to have the remote, because you never can tell when it might have a function you need that's not in the game controller. So those are my plans. I have to wait and see how it's going to end up turning out. But the other reason I don't want to buy a PS4 is because I still have the Final Fantasy XII game that I repurchased a used copy of a few months back that I still want to play. And unfortunately, it's a PS2 game. And it is the original Final Fantasy XII, not the Zodiac job system version. Okay? And because it runs on a PS2, the only way I'm going to be able to play it is to go buy a used PS2. And so I have to think about how I'm going to pay for that. It would really be nice if I could get my hands on an emulator. Unfortunately, all of the emulators I found online require you to have a physical PlayStation 2 to get the ROM code out of, to be able to use the emulator. And so my thought has been, if I have to buy a PS2 to be able to use an emulator, why use an emulator? Just get a PS2 and play it with that. So that's what my plan is, unless I can find out from Square Enix that there is another PS2 emulator, or from Sony for that matter, find out there's another PS2 emulator I can get my hands on that doesn't require the ROM code. I seriously doubt that, though. But anyway, I'll keep everybody updated on that. And I think this video's gotten long enough. It's about 30 minutes now. So Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next time. And I will be making more of the other videos I've been making. I've just been trying to take care of some business, real life business, and get this set up with the PlayStation 5 and Final Fantasy VII Remake done so that I'm ready to do that. When it comes to streaming, I'm not going to be streaming right away because I still have to buy a capture card that I can use to redirect the input from the PS5 into my laptop so that I can use streaming software to stream it with. And of course the same will be true with the PS2. I'll have to have a capture card or some kind of a signal splitter or something. I don't even think the PS2 has HDMI, so it'll probably be a different thing altogether for that. But so it'll be a bit before I start streaming, and that means I'm probably going to start playing Final Fantasy VII Remake sooner than I start streaming it. And that's actually going to be good for me and anybody that wants to watch me, because I have to learn this controller. I haven't played on a game console in a long time, over 10 years. So I have to get used to it again, and I'm not only getting used to playing on a console, I'm also having to get used to playing on a new console. And I'm hoping that the problems I've heard about with the PS5 are solved by the time I pick one up and take it home. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.